so much for attending today. I know it's a lot of information is going on virtually, and for you to take the time today to join us is really appreciated. Well, I want to welcome you to the kickoff for Research Development's Proposal Development Workshops. The goal of these workshops is to create a culture of success around proposals, and we purposely designed these workshops to build on each other, but you can watch whichever ones you find of value, real time or recorded. It doesn't matter if you've done this before, proposal submission, or you're early in your career, or if you've had some experience. I guarantee you that there will be something that you find that will help you improve your strategy and increase your chances of funding here. This year is the year for you to participate. The research development team revamped the regular workshops, which we've been offering for 5 years now, to add office hours so that people can practice concepts after the workshops and then come to us to work through, or the presenters to work through as a team. If you're the only one who shows up for office hours, then you get one-on-one advice and expertise. So we encourage you to think about attending those office hours. Our speakers are from across campus and they all know their stuff. I want you to know that the research development team has reformulated this organization and the content of the workshops for this year. Led by Keith Aspinall, the team spent the summer reflecting on how to reach more early career researchers. I hope that you'll take advantage of their efforts. We welcome you to stay through this brief session, for the chance to win a Starbucks gift card, also run by Keith. This was LJ's idea, and I'd like to thank her in particular for maintaining the energy around these workshops. She's our event manager extraordinaire. And before Neil starts speaking, I'd like you to take our quick poll to find out where you are in this journey. I'm going to launch this poll. Let us know. %85 participation. Come on, everybody. You're still there. Okay. Closing at 3, 2, 1. And I can share the results. We're not very popular on polls here. So yes, the majority of you have submitted a proposal before. That's fantastic. The workshops will work for you because you'll come in and you'll say, okay, I want a new sponsor, or I want to pitch this new idea. How do I do that? The kinda category was hilarious. We weren't sure who was going to respond kinda and maybe. So those of you who are kinda, maybe you were a co-PI, maybe you were thinking about participating, or maybe you wrote pieces or drafted parts. Fantastic. This workshop series will work for you because you'll start thinking about how you can lead these teams. And for those of you who answered no, this is absolutely the best place to be because you'll start learning how to really start the beginning of this journey. Now, thank you for that. And with that, Neil Woodbury has been asked to welcome you as well. Neil?
Great. Thanks, Faye. And so first, I echo Faye in saying that I know this is an incredibly busy time. I've got my first class on Thursday. Most of you do too. It's a lot of stuff going on right now, and we really thank you for taking the time to do this. But I'll also tell you that this is going to be very valuable. I have worked with Faye on many proposals for a long time, and her team is incredible. They have lots of different tools that they can put at your disposal. Lots of ways of thinking about proposals, thinking about the ways they should be put together, thinking about the kinds of information that are available from different people on campus and whatnot. So really an excellent group, and you couldn't learn from a better mentor in that regard. We really want to grow the research environment at ASU, and sure, we have lots of fantastic people in sort of our classic areas in engineering and in the biological and physical sciences and whatnot. We love that. We want that to grow. We want that to keep going. But there's an awful lot of other possibilities as well, and people now from around the university, whether it's humanities and arts and other aspects of social science and whatnot, that maybe weren't as involved before, are now finding ways to get involved in different kinds of research, both in and of their own disciplines and in conjunction with people from other disciplines. And so this is really exciting and something that I think the world is waking up to realize how important this is in research, is to bring those kinds of different things together. And that's something we at ASU want to be known for and expert in. And it's something that the research development team here has really been thinking hard about and can help you do. So if you're trying to get in from various different angles and thinking, gee, I've got something to contribute, then this is a great place to be. And please work with the team to figure out how you can contribute, because I'm sure you can. Lots of things going on right now. What I really want to say is that Knowledge Enterprise is about trying to create the environment in which you can do research, in which you can be a scholar, in which you can take all the different things you know, combine them with the things that other people know, and move forward in a really productive way. And so I encourage you to do that. This is a great place to start. If you need things, reach out to us, and we'll try our best to make the environment better. If you have suggestions for how we can do it better, please tell us, and we'll try to do so. But thanks very much again for coming, and have a great meeting.
Great. Thank you so much, Neil. I'm LJ Hernandez, Events Manager for Research Development. So here we are at workshop number 1, welcome and kickoff to this fall's schedules. These workshops will be held approximately every 3 weeks on Tuesdays from 3:30 to 4:30. Each workshop is recorded and materials are sent out afterwards to those who have registered. So please make sure you register for follow-up materials. This year, we've added virtual office hours to most of the workshops. Virtual office hours will occur 10 days after the workshop, so you have time to review the recording and materials before coming to the office hours. Office hours are drop-in via Zoom and require no RSVP. They are a time for you to get individual one-on-one support in regards to the workshop content held the week prior. And I'll briefly review the arc of the series, and after that, we have some Associate Deans of Research here to speak with you. We start the series with proposal research strategy, which is how do you determine which sponsors are appropriate for you? How do you decide which programs are best fit for your research and that fit with what you want to do? Gain time by learning best strategies to prepare in advance. After we find programs and sponsors, then we'll look into the actual opportunities that will help you meet your research interests. For example, NSF as a sponsor will have a lot of different programs and different opportunities. So which ones are geared for you? We'll show you the tools to help you assess and find the opportunities that are best fit for you. Then we move on to your messaging, distilling your message, which really is your opportunity to sales pitch your idea. This will help you to engage your reviewers on why your research is interesting and why it should be funded. This is a newly added workshop to the series and was created to provide you with practical tools to use right away. And it's a great next step between determining your funder and just before you start writing your proposal. We want you to distill your message to really hone in a responsive proposal, which is where we go next. And for the next few workshops, we'll move into the nitty-gritty of writing the proposal. As you begin writing, there are ways you can construct it to make it more responsive to a sponsor's needs. We start by structuring your proposal so that it allows reviewers quick buy-in and assessment. Next, we look at writing a proposal that actually persuades the reader. It's one thing to know and demonstrate the science, it's another to persuade and sell your idea to a reader. Part of the process will also involve editing down your document to fit the page layouts. This session starts by looking at the big picture document and gradually focusing in, giving each aspect their own special process of editing. We want to give reviewers the strongest document possible. And we found that how you lay out graphics on a page can communicate ideas in a more persuasive way. In this session, we'll discuss how to make it visually appealing for reviewers to understand and grasp concepts for proposal success. And while we end the series with budgeting, it is no less an important part of the process. The budget is a financial statement of your values and what you're able to accomplish with each dollar. We'll discuss how to think of your budget while crafting your proposal messaging. We'll go over the nuts and bolts of how to get the budget done. Okay, and that covers the overview. I know it was fast, but it was just meant to warm you up and get you excited to attend them all. I'm going to put up a poll asking which of these sessions are you most looking forward to? And while you're answering, I'd like to reiterate the point of the series. We're here because we value you. We want to share the best practices to help you put your best foot forward. The proposal development workshops aim to develop your research platform in a holistic way. We introduce you, or for some, reintroduce you to resources around the campus. The additional virtual office hours will help provide individual support and feedback. And these workshops are another opportunity to find potential collaborators across campus. So please take advantage of them. Now let's take a look at those poll answers.
I was behind and didn't launch until just now.
Now let's take a look at those poll answers in just a minute.
We're going to hold you to what you respond to. Just kidding.
I will say that's so sweet that most of you were most excited about attending this session. Thank you so much. All right, you want to share those answers? There we go. Awesome. So I love seeing, go ahead, Faye.
Do I win for having 39%? Because that's the session I do. The first rule of Proposal Club.
Yes, you win. I'm excited to see that it's so much across the board. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you at all of them and seeing what connections we can make across the fall term as we go through these workshops. And now let's speak with some Associate Deans of Research. I believe Laura Ferry, we asked them a few questions and Laura has volunteered to speak to us, and we have others as well.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to see some folks from New College on the list attending today. So reflect on your experiences with research as a new faculty member. What was it like getting started? Like, can I make my eyes this big? Like, you've dropped me into my space and I'm supposed to find ways to fund my research. And everyone's like, good luck, have a good year. So we hope your experience at ASU isn't like that. I know many of you have opportunities in your college to get exposed to research. This series very much fits together with that, should dovetail nicely with it. As you can see, super nice people, really interested in your success, 100% here for you, which is the why attend this proposal development workshop series. In our college, we do a program called Commit to Submit, which we take our new faculty through in their first semester. We have modified that over the years that we've been offering it to dovetail, like I said, with this program. So hopefully we're launching our folks right into this one, because we want more than anything for our people to feel like they're connected across ASU, not just in our college. So I know there's others who want to speak. I'm going to end with that, but reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.
Thank you. And please feel free to just unmute yourself to speak. Thank you.
Anybody? I'm happy to go. Yeah. So similar, my first experience was complete overwhelmed and feeling like it was a big, difficult task. And one of the ways that I found that was very helpful was collaborating with other senior faculty. So that kind of helped me demystify that process, working with other faculty during that process. Why attend proposal development workshop? For the same reasons Lara had. There's a lot of good information. Most of us didn't get that training in our PhD programs. And even I want to attend that. Unfortunately, it conflicts with my class, but I still learn when I attend these workshops. I just did a whole series for our national association, and I still learn from them. So there, each time you're thinking about something, so even if you're experienced, there's always something to learn and to reconsider. Now, how do we support early career faculty in the college? So I'm Laida Restrepo from College of Health Solutions, and basically, we have a multiple approach. We have a grant review committee that meets several times a year, and we do panel reviews for the faculty. And that committee also meets reviews during other times of the year without a panel review, so they're always available to review. We have funding for grant editing for the faculty. So if they have a consultant or somebody that specializes in a special area, we have for editing funding. We have grant mentoring for the faculty, so that we assign them a mentor that would help them with that. We also have a scholarship group that meets for the whole year, and they can bring any writing for the faculty, and including grant. We also provide our own trainings, but we also connect them to Knowledge Enterprise to this and the Meg Bouvier things. Also in our newsletter, we often have tips for grant writing. And lastly, we also have seed funding for the faculty so they can have pilot data to submit to other agencies. That's it.
Fabulous. Thank you, Laida. I will say Meg Bouvier is available to anybody on ASU at ASU's campus with an ASU email address. She specializes in NIH. And I just blogged that at funding.asu.edu. You can certainly go to that page and sign up for notifications. Our weekly e-newsletter goes out to over 1,000 people every week with new information on funding. Sandy, I said you were on deck, so I'm gonna be honest with Sandy, but then we'll do Dave and then Punya, if that's okay.
That's absolutely great. Hi, Sandy Stauffer. I'm the Associate Dean for Research and several other things at the Herberger Institute. And so a shout out to the Herberger people who are here, Mauricio, Phil, Shari, a couple others. So glad to see you here. Reflecting on my own experience, which was now getting close to 30 years ago, it was similar to what Laura described. Oh no, I'm here. What do I do? Everyone said apply, but there wasn't the kind of great guidance and support that Faye and her team and that the Herberger research team provides to new faculty. So attending this proposal development workshop that Faye and her team provide dovetails very well with some of the Herberger tools that are there. The Herberger Research Roundup that goes out every Friday to our faculty, the Herberger research website where we curate funding opportunities for you, which are now sortable if you've been coming to some of our early faculty meetings, and our also proposal development process, which we've outlined there. So it's a great way to hear multiple messages, and you know, sometimes it takes me at least multiple times of hearing something to get into it. And as we said in a meeting yesterday, don't give up. It can be a challenge to learn the grant writing process, but we are here to help and support you. And so we are so happy that you're here and thrilled that you'll be participating in this process. And I would say invite 2 friends to join. Let's make it a big Herberger contingent and cohort going through this process together, and let us know who those are, and we'll be here with you. So thanks, Faye, for doing this. We're all aboard.
Thank you so much. That's why I called on Sandy. Dave White, and then I was just doing it by order of the hands that I saw. So Dave White and Dave Guston, can you guys co-share your limelight?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Faye. So Dave White with the Global Institute of Sustainability and Innovation in our Global Futures Laboratory. And one of the ways that we support early career faculty through the Institute is by giving faculty the opportunity to affiliate with one of our 30 research centers, projects, and programs that comprise the sort of Federation of Sustainability and Innovation related units. And so it's a great opportunity for faculty to join with a center or a project and to be able to use that as an architecture or an infrastructure to advance their own interests aligned with a broader mission for a project like that. So I think that's one of the things that the Institute can provide. And then I'll ask Dave Gustin to then elaborate on things that the College of Global Futures is doing specifically for the faculty. And I'll just add one moment for reflecting on experience as an early career researcher. One of the first proposals that I was involved with was a proposal that was led by my colleagues, Pat Gober from Geography and Urban Planning and Chuck Redman from the School of Sustainability. And that proposal, one of the co-investigators on that proposal in 2004 was President Crow. So one of my first ever proposals was to co-write a section of the proposal with Michael Crow. And so that was a unique experience for a second or third year assistant professor, but it gave me a great opportunity to work alongside some fantastic scholars, and that really led to a trajectory that ended up shaping the rest of my career. So it's really, take opportunities when they come along and say yes a lot when you're an early career person. That's one of my pieces of advice.
So thanks. I'm Dave Gustin. I'm the Associate Vice Provost for Discovery, Engagement, and Outcomes in the Global Futures Laboratory. So I'm technically not an ADR, but I play that role for the College of Global Futures, as Dave suggested, as well as support and help lead the research enterprise across the entire Global Futures Laboratory. I want to add a bit of personal history that is somewhat similar to Dave White's. It's about getting things other than the money out of the research grant process. The very first external support for research that I ever applied to was a $1,500 conference award from GTE when I was a graduate student. And I was at MIT, and one of the panelists that I recruited to be on this panel was then provost of MIT, John Deutsch, who later became and then resigned in under a cloud, the director of Central Intelligence. So the things that you do that are not simply about getting the money, the people that you involve, the position that you're able to occupy, the ways that you're able to develop your career in ways that are unforeseen when your nose is down trying to write the proposal, are really the things that those first proposals especially are about. As Dave suggested, the College of Global Futures, part of the Global Futures Laboratory, is a sort of complex endeavor. In addition to the space represented by GEOC, that collection of centers, there is a network of some 600 or 700 scientists and scholars across the university that are involved in the Global Futures mission. There are, of course, the individual faculty members within the college. There are a set of now something like 15 focal area groups that are both substantive and methodologically oriented groups that are important for pursuing the GFL mission. So if you're a new faculty member and are curious about the GFL mission, about linking up with team scale groups like the focal area groups, or as an individual, as a scientist and scholar, please let me know and I'll direct you to the right places. Among the things that the college and GFL do for its early career researchers, as well as the rest of the faculty, there is a GFL-wide research accelerator that in many ways parallels this kind of effort, and we'll be building on it as we become more familiar, Faye, with what you and your group are doing here. And we do have a fairly robust seed grant program that links the faculty and the college to those focal area groups. And we put about 70K into the seed grant program this year to really begin to create some churn between the college and the focal area groups. Thank you.
Thank you. Punya?
Thank you. And again, for inviting me here to talk to all of you. And the first question actually took me back a while, but I remember the first sort of sense I had was that there is just so much to deal with. There are these budgets and then all kinds of documentation that's needed. And if you're in education, I'm at the Maryland Fulton Teachers College, it is this partnerships and collaborations that you have to establish with either other educational organizations or K-12 schools or units within the university. And all of that just seems super daunting. And I think the simplest thing really is reach out to your ADR, reach out to the people at KED. We are here for a reason. We are a service unit. Our job is to help you be successful. And very often you have this initially, you think like maybe that's a stupid question. Everybody should know the answer to that. That is a cliche, but there are no stupid questions. Second thing I'd like to say, we have very similar to what the others have described, programs within our college, small grants programs and so on. But one of the things that we really do want to do is partner across the university units. Sandy, spoke earlier, with HIDA and MLFTC have had a great partnership. We are seeking to expand that. And almost any grant that you write will have some kind of an educational component there. And so reach out to an ADR or reach out to me directly, whichever makes sense to you. And let's talk. I think that unless unless we know that these connections can be, you reach out, we would never know. And I think there are lots of opportunities. And that's, I think, where ASU sort of stands out, is this collaborative approach that we take. Beyond that, I echo everything that others have said. And, it's a process. So baby steps, I guess, is a piece of advice there, and partner with others in your college, people who have had more experience, and that's how you sort of get to see how the process is. But it does look daunting when you start out. But again, we are there to help. I think that's the most important message here. There's a lot that you learn through the workshop, but I think there's a lot that can be learned through just picking up the phone, sending an email, sending a Slack message. So please do not hesitate to do that. I know that's always a sort of a mental barrier. I think we just have to get over that. Thank you. Yeah.
Perfect. And then the last on my list is Sridhar. I will mention that engineering had the most registrations for this kickoff event. So congratulations for engineering to motivate them. And Sridhar?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm Sridhar Sitaram. I'm from the Fulton Schools of Engineering. And first of all, I guess, thanks everyone for attending this. And in particular, the faculty in my college. I look forward to interacting with you all. And, first thing is, I guess, so many years ago when I was a young faculty or a junior faculty, I did exactly what Dave wanted us not to do. I focused on the funding or the money, and that made it miserable. So I sort of advise you to do exactly what David did and kind of embrace the process itself of thinking about your ideas, developing it towards different missions, and collaborating with colleagues outside and inside of the institute, and that whole process. That's kind of what makes it fun, and that's sort of our main job to do, right? And I never had any resources like what you have here at ASU. So majority of my proposals that didn't get funded when I was young, well, some of them were because my ideas were dumb, but a lot of them were because I just didn't I didn't structure my proposal towards the agencies, towards the missions, things like that. And those pitfalls, I think you'll be saved from because of this process. That's one reason why I would attend these workshops. We do a number of things in the Fulton schools. We'll have a focused proposal development session in February 11th for the new faculty. And we have we're trying out some new things in that process. Like, for example, you frame a hypothesis, and then you reframe that hypothesis depending on if you're looking at DARPA versus DOE versus NSF, those kind of exercises. We also have a cadre of people, including myself, who have had federal experience. So we'll give sort of our pitch on how you phrase those hypotheses and things for different agencies. We also run the NSF career workshop that will be in spring. And also for any other career, early career investigators, we help you with discussing your ideas with graphics, editing, consultants, and all that stuff. On the consultants, we are identifying consultants from various federal agencies that will help us to sort of modify your pitch towards funding opportunities that are emerging from those agencies. So I guess I'll leave it there, and thanks again, and welcome to ASU.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. I know that some of you have to leave. Totally understand. We'll be pulling names from the registrations somehow. If you can stay for the next couple of minutes, maybe Keith will tell us what he's going to do for a Starbucks card. Otherwise, you are more than welcome to leave.
Well, I have the list of the 5 winners.
Oh, do you? Okay, tell us who
I
they
don't
are.
really want to share my methodology though.
Okay, tell us who those winners are.
Okay, the winners are Mai Trin, Jayanth Surla, Cheryl Duranian, Mauricio Mejia, and Patty Serrano.
Yay. Thank you to all our winners. You're going to get an email from me with your $5. Thank you all for attending. A special shout out to Neil. I appreciate your time today. Thank you to our ADRs for supporting our faculty. Go and have a great, wonderful rest of the day and the week.